truth about it. Where we live, we look impoverished. White man live in houses on the hill. We knowing that he got it. Police officers, they watching us, but we didn't start no problems. They just follow us to lock us up, and now we got no fathers. Man, it's obvious that they wouldn't want to swap with us. I know they probably mocking us, but just wait on the follow-up. Cause I hope you're not offended when I say that Christ is racist. Enemy nations would never trade places with us. Trade places. They wouldn't trade places. I hope you're not offended when I say that Christ is racist.
Have you meditated on what's going to happen if we endure to the end? We are literally just going to vanish and be gone in chariots.
Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? Disappeared in my eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in. Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? Disappeared in my eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in.
I got it, I tell my people not to quit. We the real Jews and them mothers counterfeits. Prophecy fitters like fresh outfits. Looking up and ready for that last trumpet. See the fire red zeal in his eyes and his prophets. Chairs coming down, your army can't even stop it. Whirlwind have you spinning around feeling nauseous. Chucking up the deuces in the air like pathogens. Mad cause they watching us. Face all red cause they losing all they oxygen. Big black angels at the gate steady stopping them. The kingdom is not for them. The Lord ain't died for them. Why you even cry for them?
Hocus pocus, the wicked in a daydream. They painted their likeness, dropped the smoke screen. I ate the little book, it gave me protein. I'm walking with giants, yeah, you never seen. Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? Disappeared in my eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in. Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? My eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in.
I'm laughing, they like what happened. They just vanish. A black man just cracked the sky now. You can panic, you robbed me of my culture with no problem. And now you're about to die here like Dennis Rodman. I told you, thought I told you in Obadiah that you don't want no beef like empanadas. I've been here, yep, I've been here. If he got a yellow thin here, he can't come in here. You don't even got no melanin, you need some skincare. I vote Christ for president, don't bring your sin here. I'm on a different element, my people must read. You heathens just suck, my people succeed.
Hocus pocus, the wicked in a daydream. They painted their likeness, dropped the smoke screen. I ate the little book, it gave me protein. I'm walking with giants, yeah, you never seen. Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? Disappeared in my eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in. Hocus pocus, them boys, where they went at? Took them up in the sky, how they do that? Disappeared in my eyes, where they went at? If you sit there, you know you can't get in.
And I pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh. And I pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh. We the goal, we the people that he chose. When they took us into slavery, our identity was stored. We was put on boats, we was brought here, we was sold. We was forced to work on fields, on top of that we served our foes. That ain't right, image stolen from our side. They didn't tell us Christ was black, they lied and told us he was white. We bringing facts straight out the Bible, now we know the heathen titan. When they see us keep commandments, bro, that's something they don't like. So I pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh. And I pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh.
Yeah, I keep commands of Most High, that's why I lift my hands up to the sky. Man, ought to pray for better times. My enemies plan on my demise. The scriptures stand, they never lie. My faith in God, I never died. I tried, it's useless. We coming back in full strength, holding the line. We breaking their bands and keeping the laws and spoiling their plans. Pulling my pants and do my dance. They watching the class, they looking mad. I understand, man, your time is running up real fast. But we got a chance if we learn to keep all of God commands.
Pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh. And I pray that you protect me when they coming my way. Keeping commandments, we be on it all day. He got it planned, so we gon' do it Yahweh.
Try your luck. A lot of these demons is trying us. New man alive, I can't die enough. Jews they been black, no denying us. These curses been on me, can't cry enough. Longing all day for the freedom. I got some enemies more than just eat them. They don't understand it, he told you in Peter. Trying to get back to the garden to eat them.
This the last show. The righteous judge standing at the door. 6 rings on me. Like MJ, 2/3 got to go. Double honors, we a flock of kings. Great light shining on the earth. The laws of Yah can't cut the corners. Tree of life is not a stain on us. Watch me whip a chariot. BHI, they put the blame on us. The Bible is a weapon. And you know we always got that thing on us. Who gon' rise up for the king? Chain me faster than an eye can blink. Redeem me from Edom. These last days, ain't no time to faint. Yup.
Big things popping. What time the great whore dying and them bombs need dropping. Most High about to switch a noodle, go Alfredo on them pastas. Cooking coons in the month of June, they can't barbecue like Papa. What you must forgot about Sodom, don't give me no lip. Especially if you send me on ships. Sauce, I don't need no chips, cherry is gon' dip. Coons in October, that's it. New Jerusalem, that's this.
Gotta run it back, that's a hit. Backslide on the God, get your wig split. Nation gon' die, it's over, that's it. Babylon burning like a torch that lit. Watch it turn, it's the last trump. Bombs dropping like a bass drum. 10,000 at my right. And in the 7th trump, thy kingdom come. Don't get caught on the heathen side and lose your chance on the holy ride. Destroying Edom and knowledge pride. After 1,000 years, he gon' fry.
Incense, smoke, please don't choke. You need prophets, OJ, no pope. Hope they caught it off the ropes. Truth, I bought it, Baghdad, hope.
This world, cold, let my soul glow. Wisdom, twofold, please save my soul. Auction, blocks, my forefathers, soul, the greatest, comeback, legends of old.
I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again. I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again. Can't take you serious, you acting petty, making me laugh like Ed and Eddie. Run out the truth when things are too heavy, like Kevin Hart, he wasn't ready. I take a bullet, I die for my people. You pull the trigger just to get equal. Most of you people fall out cause it's hard. Take pressure like Job, I'm on my job. I can't believe it, in spiritual Egypt, my people are evil than ever before. They kill a nigga for chicken like damn, bruh, I can't even walk to the store. They be out here screaming, Jesus, I love you, when I know that it's a whole bunch of noise. I can make the world do whatever I want with the spirit of Christ. I got the force. I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again. I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again.
I got it.
This is a limited edition. No more crack cook in the kitchen. You cannot fathom the picture. The gods on the earth, the immortals are with you. You cannot even the odds. See that the kingdom is ours. Better make haste, you'll be down if you're not keeping these laws. I'm fighting these demons, I'm fighting these heathens. Got a long way to go. Whatever was written was always written. Zephaniah against the ropes. Confusion of faces like mannequins. Arranged things like Mandarin. That probably went over their ears. But I'm back again, demolition, man.
I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again. I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again.
That boy Kanye, he a con. Confused, the blackity blonde. I think he was in Vietnam. He get in the fight, he'll probably run. We do it for real, he do it for fun. We sit at the table, he begging for crumbs. He touching my plate, you know that ain't safe. He nuts, the vegan that made a mistake. Well done, my faithful servant, for roasting this straight jive turkey. Confront him by his blasphemy, then vroom, watch that Kardashian. I ain't a regular rapper, every bar cold, maybe get registered after. I know he probably ignore this, but till you repent, to save all that shit for the toilet.
I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again. I gotta keep my integrity. I gotta walk like a man. You better speak up when you talk to me. You better lift up your chin. I'm about to take over the globe. I got the whole world in my hand. I've been here before, that's the reason he sent me to do it all over again.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Yeah. So much blood in the streets. History in the making. Shout out to 12 beats. Ain't no love in these streets. Niggas still dying over old dirty sneaks. Niggas still lying over who they used to be. I ain't asking about your past, it's all new to me. Niggas still crying over COVID-19. Got a mask at the store trying to buy a Swiss of sweet life. Hey, tell me what you really about. Is you really trying, or you here for some type of clout? Is you trying to make a name, or you out here trying to sell your dirty merchandise? Hey, cause we ain't buying, you ain't going nowhere if you ain't dying. I don't mean in the literal sense, but then again, it's precious if your death is heaven sent. Hey, something like Malcolm and Martin, you better watch what you say, the Lord might have mercy on them. Hey, like you ain't know that was Jeremiah 5th chapter 14th verse. Damn, that's hot fire. Hey, like a bowl of New Orleans, them a liar. Hey, still kicking that crown talk. You can get your issue if you're mocking our God. So much blood.
And I'm back with the wave. Swag surfer ain't no competition. Christ the Rock, Dwayne Johnson ain't no opposition. Doctrines get your top chop, he said slaying before me. Not even 30 and I'm doing the 40 for 40. Been in the game like EA, play with them 2 sticks. Nation building, I'm just trying to put in 2 bricks. Just trying to hit that well done like Roof Chris. Steakhouse, if you can't chew it, this the toothpick. Ruthless, boy, we too sick, this the pestilence. Testament to the creator, the blackest excellence. Heaven sent, just while a dung hill, I call it excrement. The top of Mount Zion, push the heathen off the precipice, steep cliffs. Don't come around here talking out your neck with deep ish. It's enough water to go around, just read Ephesians. Swim with sharks, precepticons, and vagabonds. IUIC, hit them with the scripts like Barry Bonds.
Prophets describe the destruction in graphic detail. He says that where the people are standing, there'll be stubble. Baby stubble, grandma stubble, grandpa stubble. Little stubbles of where the people were standing. And y'all still think this is a joke. That's why one of the other prophets said that to some of you, this is like a lovely song of men that play well on the harp. Y'all watch us on YouTube, they be like, let's go check these niggas out. They sound good. Yeah. And y'all don't understand that the reason why we're speaking this way is to save your life. A lot of people are gonna die.
All praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. That worked perfectly. I cut on my mic as Deacon Asaph told everybody they were going to die for breaking God's commandments.
That's right.
And I'm with that. I agree 100%. You understand? You ain't keeping God's commandments, you gonna die. All right, I know that. See, I done offended some people. They done jumped off line. We done went from 180 something to 150 something. I'm sorry, y'all. I repent. Sorry, not sorry. Let me just say that. Anyway, all praise to the Most High. Welcome to another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Yes, sir. We gonna get it in. Cut me up. Cut me up. I can't hear me. I can't hear. I can barely hear the what's the name too? The what they call that? The sound bites. Yeah. The sound. We skipping bad on YouTube. Start off like this every time. What's up, E? I just got a message about it.
Skipping.
Right. Skipping on Facebook too?
Skipping on Facebook.
Wow. I look like this 2G. This like an Android phone.
Dang.
Android. This looks like an Android phone. I'm looking at an Android, even though this is an Apple computer. What in the world is going on? A lot of people offended right now. It's two Android brothers at the table.
I'm offended.
LG Android too.
Android.
Anything outside of the iPhone is an Android. You understand? There's only two nations. There's only about two nations.
Hey.
Jacob and Esau.
Right.
Esau is Android. iPhone is Jacob.
Yes,
See, I just started a whole debate, but we trying to get get the streaming right. So that's why I'm talking a little noise. But all praise to the Most High. I'm also Gedaliah, IUIC Jackson, Mississippi. To my left, I have
Officer Obadiah.
OBD in
That's
the
right.
building.
That's right.
To my right,
Officer Hosanna.
you all right, bro?
Yes, sir.
All praise. And to my far right, who we got?
Soldier John.
All praise to the Most High, Soldier John. So it look better now. It look smoother now. I think we good. We good, y'all? It looks smoother. All praise to the Most High. So, hey, we got an excellent show for y'all today. What we say we naming the show? The evils of kill the Indian, save the man.
Dang.
Kill the Indian, save the man. This is a real deal. This real. This is a real. Hey, pull up the book. It's a book that's called. Just pull it up real quick, just so they can see that we didn't just grab nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just say something. Like this real deal. This is Esau. This is Esau's plot. It was to kill the Indian in our brothers and save the man. So today we're gonna highlight a lot of different things. Last week, for the first hour of the show, we basically went into defending our brother who basically has Officer Sear from IUIC, Raleigh, North Carolina. It's Raleigh. We say Raleigh in Mississippi.
Right.
It's Raleigh. Okay, so I want to make sure I say it right. It's Raleigh. RALEIGH. I think I'm right. I before E except after C. So it's IEGH. It's something like that, y'all. Just don't quote me on spelling, okay?
Yeah, I think it's I before E except after
Except
C.
after C. So
Right.
it's RALIEGH.
Right.
That's right. Okay, all right, we good there. Hey, Obadiah confirmed it. I don't
All
want to hear
praise.
nobody rebuke me.
All praise.
Obadiah, there's two or three witnesses. Even if we both wrong,
That's
two or three witnesses. We're gonna stick with it. But anyway, we were defending our brother last week when a lot of people came against him. A lot of $5 engines, and a lot of Edomites.
Right.
You understand? Europeans came against the brother because of his dark skin and because of him wearing the headdress. We're going to show you that not all chiefs wore headdresses. I don't know where they come from. They say that a chief is supposed to wear a headdress, but it wasn't just the chief. You had other men within the tribe that wore headdresses. The feathers is what told the rank. Just like you may see back in the day, we used to wear the officers' pins.
Right.
Now we got the patches and stuff.
Right.
Bishop used to have 8, 9 officers' pins. Pins on the side.
That's right.
Deacons, captains, officers, so on and so forth. The pins back then used to describe your rank. So it was the same thing with your feathers. So multiple men in the tribe wore headdresses for the idiots out there. All right. So with that being said, let's start out with that first scripture we always pull in Psalm chapter 71.
The book of Psalms, chapter 71 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape.
So the Bible says, deliver us in thy righteousness and cause us to escape. Go ahead.
Incline thine ear unto me and save me.
So escaping the plantation, our whole premise of making this show was, or creating this show was to highlight us leaving the plantation. So most of our topics are based off things that keep us in bondage or on the slave plantation, not just physically, but spiritually and mentally as well. So today we're going to go into kill the Indian, save the man. Where does that come from? You got that book for me? You pull up the book? No, it was a book that says, I want you to look up Google. It says, kill the Indian, save the man. I apologize, I wasn't clear. Okay? So the Native American Indians, so-called, are the tribe of Gad. The Seminole Indians, so-called, are the tribe of Reuben.
Right.
That's
We're going to go into the scriptures today, and we're going to show you different articles, different videos to show you that they have the same plight in America that we have had, right? Maybe even worse. As far as longevity is concerned,
right.
They've been in captivity a long time. All right? This is the book right here. This is the book right here. Kill the Indian, Save the Man by Ward Churchill.
Yes.
Right? So this is where we got this from. Kill the Indian, Save the Man. Look at the left. This is called Assimilation. Y'all see that, right?
Right.
On the left-hand side, you see him in his tribal war garment, representing his culture, fringes, all that. On the right, you see him basically in a pantsuit.
He clean cut.
Clean cut. Haircut.
A so-called clean cut.
Right. Damn.
Dressed up like Esau.
Right.
Assimilated.
Exactly. Which brings us to the first title of our first video. The Native, Native Americans, what is that, what I said it was? Assimilation? I'm sorry. I messed up the name. Native American Assimilation. Let's watch that video. Watch this. Pull that up for us, Art. Look at that. Now look, if you don't look at this. That brother, pause.
That brother, look at garment,
That brother
man.
like Superfly, man.
That brother got a garment on.
That
bad
man Superfly.
Garment. That like a garment Captain O'Shea had on in the video, ain't it? All praise. That's Burl White.
Right, that's Burl, right?
Right.
Now, I'm pretty sure, I don't know because it's in black and white. I can't quite tell about the fur, but that's probably buffalo. I don't know. I don't know what kind of fur that is.
More than likely.
But if it's buffalo, that means it would be black. Right? Buffaloes are dark, like brown, dark black.
They had dye. Our brothers they knew how to dye stuff certain colors also. Them
Right.
brothers,
Them brothers
bad, man.
So his hair slicked back. Look at his face. Well, however dark his garment is or undergarment is, his skin tone is a little bit less than that.
Right.
Showing that he not Esau. He don't look like what some Native Americans, some, not all, but some Native Americans look lighter today. And we went over that last week in Hosea. But just notice this, right? I just want you to see this as we go throughout the show, the similarities in color, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
The states of the Union, with their capitals, repeat the names of all the books of the Bible, quote 100 verses of Scripture, sing more than 24 Christian hymns and patriotic songs. But I wanted to become a real Hopi again, to sing the good old Kachina songs and to feel free without the fear of sin or Rahat. Sun Chief, Hopi.
Feast of Tabernacles.
Yeah, right. Kill the Indian, save the man. Pause it. The need of white Americans. Get that real quick. You read it.
The need of white Americans to assimilate Native Americans into their culture and how it denied the rights of millions.
Wow. Go ahead.
From the very first years of white settlement in America, there was conflict between Native Americans and European settlers. And, more often than not, it was over land. To put it in short, the philosophy among whites was, they have the land, we don't, but we want that land, and we'll figure out how to take it from them.
Pull us down.
Locations, and millions of square miles later, it was now the 1850s, and a new idea was arising among white Americans. Why continue to have conflict with the Indians if we can simply convert them to our ways? This idea quickly gained popularity. For white Americans, there were two main reasons that this was an appealing concept. The first was that many believed that if Native Americans adopted the farming lifestyle that was commonplace at that time, they would no longer have need of their hunting lands. These lands would then be easily obtained by those looking to expand west.
Pause that real quick. You know what that sound like? Don't give them reparations, give them jobs.
Right.
That's what that sound like. It said that basically they said, well, we can get them to adopt farming and agriculture, which they already knew. They was already here. Why you need to teach them agriculture and farming? They already knew. It was a metropolis. When you got here, it was already beautifully laid out. They didn't starve. You understand? Their animals didn't starve. Obviously, they was doing something right. They taught you how to grow corn. You understand? So obviously, they was doing something right. But he said, well, let's give them the farmland and we'll take their land. That's some evil stuff right there.
Right.
Right? Get that in Micah 2:2 real quick. Start at 1. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Then we're going to watch the rest of the video. Or not rest of it, but most of it. I want to get to the boarding schools. Yeah, it's real. Micah 2:1. Let's go.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands.
So they got together in their think tanks, even back then, right? Don't discredit how Satan has been dealing with this man, right? He is the man of sin, the son of perdition. Satan been dealing with him. So they think about plots and ways to oppress Israelites. Today we dealing mostly with Native American, so-called Native American Indians, which are the tribe of Gad. They find ways to oppress our brethren. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And they covered fields.
They said, look at all this land they got. They ain't doing nothing with it. We could build buildings here. We could build railroads here. We could build infrastructure here. We could build our houses here. And they ain't using it. Look, they just letting the land just sit there. Look what they doing. They just grazing. They got the animals just grazing. And we could take this land. The animals had that little small area over there. It ain't natural for a horse not to be able to run. It's not natural for a buffalo not to be able to roam. Cows not to be able to roam. Bulls, they supposed to be able to move around at their leisure. You understand? But they not able to do that because this is what Esau do. Esau packaged them just like he do us. He packaged us in small little corridors and corners.
Right.
That's what the Bible's saying. They covet fields and do what?
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
And they take them by violence. Go ahead.
And houses. And take them away.
Read.
So they oppress a man.
They oppress a man. Read.
And his house.
Read.
Even a man and his heritage.
Kill the man. Kill the Indians. Save the man. That's what that is. That's what we're reading right here. To oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This is why most of the time you see Gad. Jeans. The women wearing jeans. Polo shirts. You be like, man, where y'all culture at? I thought y'all was, what happened? Why y'all only do that when y'all have what they call a powwow? Why y'all only do it then? Why don't y'all always wear it, dress like that all the time? Y'all could be what they call trendsetters. Instead, they like, nah, just wear the Levi, man.
Right.
Take the fringes off. Dress like y'all dress. Go ahead, Austin.
All praise, all praise. I want to bring out a scripture according to that also. Can you give me Leviticus chapter 26, verse 38 real fast?
Bring it out.
All praise to the Most High. Because we see our people out here, especially the Native American Indians, and when we go to those reservations, you see these brothers and sisters, they in bad shape. They is in dire need of some help. So read that, Leviticus 26.
The book of Leviticus, chapter
38.
26 and verse 38. And ye shall perish among the heathen.
And that's what's been going on with our brothers and sisters. Read.
And the land of your enemies shall eat you up.
Right, and that's what's been happening right now. Our Native American, our brothers from the tribe of Gad, they getting ate up.
That's right.
Verse 39. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity.
When we go to these plantations, you see these brothers and sisters pining away.
Hey, pull that up. Pull that word up. Go ahead, Austin.
Pining away. Read.
And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemy's land.
And so what our brothers and sisters is doing is stuck in their iniquity. They stuck in alcoholism. They stuck in drugs.
Right.
They even commit suicide at the highest rate in the United States of America. Read. And
also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them.
Once again, our brothers and sisters is pining away. So that's what happened to our people. All praise to the Most High.
That's the oppress a man in his heritage. Right. Well, your heritage, you pine away because you don't have anything to cleave to. You are forced to assimilate into a society that was not set up for your people.
Right.
You got that definition, though? Pull up the definition of pine for officer real quick.
All praise
Look
to
at
the Most
this.
High. To lose vigor, health, or flesh.
Damn.
Pining away. That's what, to yearn intensely and persistently, especially for something unattainable.
Wow.
Our people trying to attain this so-called American dream that they got,
right.
But they stuck on their enemy's land, stuck in the corner. And really, it's our brothers and sisters' land. They was here first.
Right.
But then they pushed them into the bathroom of society. All
Right.
praise to the Most High.
Somebody said our video volume low for whatever reason. Some people saying that. Huh? It ain't low. That's just some people then probably. All praise. So it says languish. Right? Languish, which we know is meaning weak, broken. Right? Let's go back to that video real quick. It was some more in there I wanted to pull off. So the scripture that the author just pulled and the scripture of Micah 2, they go hand in hand. Their heritage have been oppressed. They basically taught them to farm so they can, in turn, take away their land from them. Right? Play that.
The reason was that many thought it was their responsibility to help Native Americans into a better way of life, as most people at this time still thought of them as little more than savages. No matter the reasons and no matter the goals, there was now a much more pronounced cause for assimilating Native Americans into white culture. Also known as civilizing or Americanizing, the purpose of assimilation was to teach the ways of white Americans to the members of the Native American population so as to integrate the race as a whole into mainstream American society.
Hey, can you stop right there?
This process was often
They said they wanted to civilize the Native American Indians. They had a civilization before Esau even got here.
Right.
They was already civilized. When Esau got here, they needed help. Esau needed help.
They had a government.
Right. They was a civilized nation.
Mm-hmm.
So Esau come here and said, we're going to civilize you because you're savages. Man, he the devil.
He the devil the Bible speak of. Hey, it ain't nothing different than what we went through during the time of the Maccabees.
Right.
When the southern kingdom was forced to assimilate. And this is why you get to the New Testament, a lot of Jews was keeping Greek customs because we was forced to assimilate, to leave our own heritage and follow the heritage of the oppressor. Go ahead.
contemptuously referred to as making apples because natives would appear red on the outside but would really be white on the inside.
Hey, pause that real quick. That pissed me off when I hear that.
Man.
Make them red on the outside but white on the inside.
Esau the devil.
What you mean red? They not red. They brown-skinned people.
That's the wordplay.
That's wordplay. Now, that's red right there.
Right.
You understand? He folk the devil, man.
But you see the comparison. They said we're going to make apples, make them red on the outside and white on the inside.
Right.
I mean, that's what going back to the title, kill the Indian and
save the man.
Save the man. Kill the Indian and save the man.
That's exactly what that is.
Wow.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what Esau do. Get 1 Maccabees 3:48. Let me show you what he always do this. This ain't nothing new. He put things in our mind. Cause I'm watching TV with my baby the other day. We watching Read. My youngest daughter.
Right.
She number 1 years old.
Right.
And the one when Lazarus come back alive, right? When Lazarus come back alive, y'all saw that earlier. They said they ain't low. I saw when Lazarus came back, the one when Christ brought Lazarus back. I mean, when the sheet came off Lazarus' face, she covered her face up real quick. She won. And I asked my wife, I said, why do you think she do that? You understand? And it's because most of the cartoons or things that she sees subliminally is Edomites. You understand? And being in roles like that. So when she see Lazarus with the blood red eyes and the black skin,
right?
She was, you understand? Because that's what they do. And I told her, I said, babe, she can't watch Puppy Dog Pals no more. You know the little show Puppy Dog Pals?
Right.
Bob is they
right.
They do everything for Bob.
Right.
The two dogs do everything. I'm being real.
Right.
I be studying these. If I see any type of racial undertones in any cartoon is going off, we don't watch it in my house.
Bring it out.
Because I see it. I said, hold up. So these two dogs, basically, Bob do something stupid, and these two dogs got to get him out of it. And Bob is loving, and they run up to him, and he's Edomite. You understand? I said, man, I'm telling you, they put a spirit on our children. They see that, and they say, okay, I want to help Bob. Let me go out and do things to help Bob, which is an Edomite. It's all subliminal. Did you read what I told you to read? Read the scripture.
The book of First
Maccabees. Go ahead.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48.
Watch this. This is a biblical principle that we need to learn. Read.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Because we have people always say, well, why y'all got that image out here or that depiction out here? What's the need of that? Because the heathen have painted the likeness of their images. And they say words like red, and then they make a mascot called the Redskins. And you sitting here looking at a black man, and you say, you Native American or you red? He black, you looking at it. That's how Esau do. Esau make you think. That's the Jedi mind trick.
That's it.
What you looking at, he make you say, you ain't really seeing black or brown. You're actually seeing red. And in your mind, you say, red. Yeah, red. Hey, he red.
Right.
You do that. We do that to each other. We do that from the spirit that have been put on us from this subliminal imagery.
And I think y'all brought something up about it last week. They got this the football team called the Washington Redskins.
Right.
Which is they try to depict the Native American Indian or so on, but they calling them Redskins when Esau's one is really red. Esau red.
That's right.
That's what the Bible say.
Even when you look at when they had the Washington so-called Redskins, right?
Right.
The jersey was red, but the man wasn't red.
Right.
Man, that's crazy.
Oh, man. Hey, go back to the video. Go back to the video. Watch this.
In the words of Congressman Henry Dawes, a supporter of assimilation, a civilized person was to wear civilized clothes, cultivate the ground, live in houses, ride in Studebaker wagons, send children to school, drink whiskey, and own property.
Pause it. Go back to the words.
He the devil.
Just go back 2 seconds to the words so the John can read it so we can really get some context on it. This man said that this is what a man should do, a civilized man. He should do what?
Wear civilized clothes.
So they had to change their clothing to be civilized. Read.
Cultivate the ground.
They had to cultivate the ground. Go ahead.
Live in houses.
Was they not cultivating the ground when he got here?
That's right.
They taught him.
That's right. They had corn, didn't they?
Yeah, they taught him how to grow it.
Man, wow.
It said cultivate the ground. Go ahead, live in what?
Live in houses.
Because they was living in what? Booths.
Right.
They was living in tents. So he was like, yeah, they need to live in houses like us. That's where we get to live in a house from. We was always peaceful. Let me get that real quick. In the book of Genesis chapter 25 and read verse 30. Let's see what the Bible say about Jacob's spirit, the spirit of Jacob. Because the spirit of Jacob is in the so-called Native American Indians. They're my brothers.
That's right.
Watch this. Read what you got.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27.
Go ahead.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Esau was a cunning hunter. Go ahead.
A man of the field.
Read.
And Jacob was a plain man.
Read.
Dwelling in tents.
Jacob liked to dwell in tents.
Wow.
Jacob is the father of Gad.
That's right.
So Gad do what his daddy do. Hey, daddy chilling in the tent. We're going to have that thing decked out. You know how some of these sisters on the Feast of Tabernacles?
Right.
They got whole beds in that joint.
Right.
I seen a sister lay down the floor. She got the floor. She got some laminate floor laid down. I said, damn.
In the tent.
In the tent. I'm like, man, we the Israelites.
Right.
Because only we can make something that seems so simple, so extravagant, and live out there and be cool. You understand? Only we can do that. That's the spirit of our forefather. Hey, get the one in Hosea real quick. Hosea chapter 12. I think it's verse 11. Hold on, let me look. It's been a while since I pulled this one. Hosea chapter 12 and verse 9. Watch this. Start at 8.
The book of Hosea chapter 12 and verse 8.
Come on.
And Ephraim said, yet I am become rich. I have found me out substance. In all my labors, they shall find none iniquity in me.
Read.
That were sin.
Come on.
Verse 9. And I, that am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, will yet make thee to dwell in tabernacles.
Read.
As in the days of the solemn feast.
So why was they dwelling in tents? Why was they dwelling in tabernacles? Read it again.
As in the days of the solemn feast.
So we was dwelling in booths or tents just like the Feast of Tabernacles, but it was year-round. That's why Gad dwelt in tents. Because the spirit of our forefather, Jacob, our father, you understand, is in them because we the same people.
That's right.
This is why. Now go back to the video. It's only one part I want to really get to. Fast forward to when you see it start talking about boarding schools. Go up a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Right there,
Hey,
go back. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, it said something about to drink water.
Man, that folk crazy. Drink whiskey.
Drink whiskey. What was the other one about the but anyway, we'll
go back to it. Go back to it. Right there.
That last little.
Read it
to own property. Own property. Who land was it? Who land was it before them Edomite got here?
Man, he folk the devil,
So,
man.
that was their property. They did own property.
But they gonna take your land and then make them just like they do today.
Right.
Gentrify the hood, fix it up, take the property value way up. Then when you want to move back to the hood you grew up in when you was young,
Right.
they say, yeah, it's gonna be $400,000 for this house, bro. It's different from when you was a kid.
Wow.
That's exactly what they do. They stole their land and they gonna sell it back to them. Is that not the most evil, wicked thing on the planet Earth?
Think
Man,
God is not going to hold you
crazy.
guilty for that?
Right.
You
Right.
gonna get it. You understand? Now go forward go back just a little bit. Let's go to 3 minutes.
Esau the
Let's
devil.
go to 3
man.
minutes. He the devil the Bible speak of. Now, yeah, this is different. This is what I wanted. Watch this. Now look at these kids. These are Gadite children, right? Play it from there. Boarding schools. The abduction of a culture. That's some heavy stuff right here, man. Play that.
Throughout the years of assimilation, one of the most prevalent and longest-lasting methods of government-instituted assimilation was conducted through the use of Native American boarding schools. The idea of the boarding school was a simple one. Children were taken at a young age far away from their tribe of origin to one of 25 off-reservation boarding schools. The trip could be over 1,500 miles in length.
Wait. Pause. They would take the children to one of 25 off-reservation sites, which could be 1,500 miles from their home. That's like from Miami, Florida, all the way to Oklahoma or something like that. That's a long way. That's the Trail of Tears. How they get there? How they get all them children there? You think like they had enough carriages for all the kids, or did some of them kids walk?
Them kids walk.
Get Deuteronomy 28:32. They the children of God. These the Israelites, man.
Right.
You Negroes out here that hate Gad and hate Ephraim because they took your girl back in the day, bro. Let it go, bro. Some Mexicans jumped you back in the day. Now you mad. They ain't Israelites. All the Israelite Negroes. Why? Because they whooped you back in the day?
Mexican had on boots.
Right.
Mexican got on boots.
Hey, Northern Kingdom done whoop one of these brothers. Now they can't be Israelites.
Right.
Wow, read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32.
Go ahead.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
There was no might in our hand to get our children back when they took them 1,500 miles off the reservation. You don't know where they at. They can't write. You understand? They don't have no postal stamps. None of that stuff.
Right. And a lot of times we attribute this to Southern Kingdom. We attribute this to us when we bring out Deuteronomy 28. But this happened to all the Israelites. This happened to all 12 tribes.
That's
the Northern Kingdom also. Even more so to them.
Yeah, because it was hundreds of years longer.
Right.
They came in 1492. We didn't come in 1619.
Right.
That's what more or less 120 years, 130 years, somewhere around there.
Right.
That's how they got indoctrinated. Right. Right. But say it on the mic.
That's how they get indoctrinated. You take them away from their culture, their heritage, everything they know from them parents teaching them. Now you got them alienated. Now you finna put all of your philosophies into their mind.
Right.
Absolutely. That's exactly what they do. That's what they doing to our kids right now. That's why Deacon them was going on Patient Saints yesterday. They was talking about homeschooling to the best of our ability if we're able to try to homeschool. Some people can't do it. Just can't do it. You understand? But those that are able to do it, do your best to homeschool your children because the stuff that they feeding our kids with, they got to have a strong home life in this Bible to combat 8 hours of BS that they learning.
Right.
I'll praise for the corona. I'm going to be real with you because that's done forced a lot of our people to wake up and say, you know what? Let's just let them just do it online. Because a lot of parents, I ain't sending my kid back to school. Let them just do it online. That's making a lot of people, it's forcing a lot of people to homeschool. You understand? Go what you about to say.
I just remember, just 40 years back, maybe 50 years back, most people knew how to plant gardens. Most of our people knew how to plant gardens. I remember growing up, we only ate McDonald's like once a month.
Right.
My mama, she would.
It was a rarity.
Right. It was a rarity. You ate homegrown food.
Right.
But that's what's happening to this abduction of a culture where these kids was learning to make teepees. These kids was learning to make bow and arrows.
Right.
Or what have you. They took them out and taught them something different. And therefore, they got out the household. They weren't able to make no more teepees then.
Right. Right.
They lost that culture.
Lost that completely. Lost their language, everything.
Right.
What you got?
I was just going to say another thing, and that's why when you look at teachers, they don't pay teachers as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the day, I'm not, that of age, but back in the day, I remember when the teachers, they would know each student. They would know each student parent.
Right.
They would know what the student dealing with.
Right.
They would know how to deal with it. But today, just give them a book, give them a lesson plan, and they're just like robots today.
That's right.
And that's why the teachers don't get paid much. And so if I ain't getting paid much, I'm not finna put forth the effort.
Right. I think the teacher gets paid the same much as somebody working on the back of a garbage truck.
That's
right. I'm bad to get paid my light bill. I'm at school learning about Christopher Columbus. What type of sense does that make?
That's right.
I'm ducking bullets, learning about Benjamin Franklin and all that.
Right. That's right. Let's go back to the video. Let's try to finish it out.
All praise. We've been talking.
Physically,
No,
by
that's all
distance,
praise. Bring it out.
and by completely removing native culture from their surroundings. One child that passed through the boarding school system described the arrival like this. Once there, at the school, our belongings were taken from us, even the little medicine bags our mother had given us to protect us from harm. Everything was placed in a heap and set afire. Next was the long hair, the pride of all the Indians. The boys, one by one, would break down and cry when they saw their braids thrown on the floor. All of the buckskin clothes had to go, and we had to put on the clothes of the white man.
You see this?
This
Pause.
experience can be
Pause.
seen as similar.
Now, go ahead.
I heard a part when they said they cut their hair.
Right.
Right.
Same thing they doing today when they
Yes.
trying to outlaw locks in school.
Yeah,
The
dreadlocks
same thing.
and braids and so on and so forth. Same thing. Your hair is too natural. You can't work here. You understand? It's the same thing, man.
Right.
The same people, man. I get tired of hearing these Negroes and even Gad, like, y'all ain't my brothers. You don't know no history. You cannot know history and say that somehow, even if you didn't know the Bible, you got to say, it's something, we too similar. Right. If anything, we should band together and come together, but we done learn to hate one another.
Right.
But I want to deal with that. It said that they would burn, it would make them burn their clothes, it would make them cut their hair. They had to fully assimilate to this society, right? I got to get it in Maccabees. Get 1 Maccabees chapter 1, right? A forced assimilation. Forced assimilation, right? 1 Maccabees chapter 1, read verse 53. 43, excuse me. Let's read that. Come on.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 43.
Come on.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Go ahead.
And sacrificed unto idols.
See that? Read.
And profaned the Sabbath.
It said, and profane the Sabbath. They taught us to do these things, right? They would burn us alive. Watch this. Keep reading.
Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Read.
And forbid burnt offerings.
Go ahead.
And sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
All right, now stop. Skip down to verse 56.
Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire.
That's exactly what we just read. Any type of wisdom or understanding of their culture, they burned it. They made them cut their hair. They made them shave their beards. This is why a lot of gads today hate beards.
Right.
They don't like this. They hate facial hair. That's because Esau taught them to do that. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 57. And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or of any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
So they will make them die. Now, during the time of the Maccabees, it says the Israelites. So we know there was Jews mainly in Jerusalem, but there were a remnant of northern kingdom in Jerusalem and throughout the area. All the northern kingdom didn't go into captivity. All the northern kingdom didn't come to this side of the earth. You understand? Some of them were still over there in Jerusalem and in that area. So many of them also assimilated. So it's in our spirit to assimilate to our oppressors. It's always happened. And they would burn the books of the law during that time. And during this time, they would burn any type of understanding of their Indian culture. Right? Play it. Play the video.
Esau the devil.
He the devil about speaker.
Aspects of what the boarding schools
look.
The first goal is to eliminate.
You see that, don't you? Go back.
They changed their clothes.
That's the Israelite right there. I don't care what you say.
Right.
Go back. Now, this is a group of Native Americans, quote unquote. Now, look how they dressed. They dressed in their tribal, what they would wear, right? Go keep playing. Play it to go to the next one.
What the boarding schools were.
Pause it. That's what they looked like once they got them into boarding school. Look at the young men's hair.
Changed them.
Look at the young women, how they dress. They look like Edomites. They did that. That's assimilation. Forced assimilation. And it started in the school system. Same thing today. Nothing changed. But now they give you a reservation and a half a percentage of a casino, because when you go to the casino, who run it? Esau, the finance manager. Esau get all the grants. Esau run the machines. You see Gad cleaning up and bartending. That's it.
Working on their own land.
Working. Go ahead.
The first goal is to eliminate every aspect of the native lifestyle.
Look at that. That's the Israelite right there.
To speak their native language.
Look, same brother. Pause it. That's the same person. His name is Tom Charlino. That's the same person. They turn you into them. They turn you into them.
Wow.
Look at his hair with the part and everything. Cut all the hair he had. Put a suit and tie on him and say, so when people look at this picture, you have Edomites say, yeah, that's my great-great-granddaddy right there.
Right.
You're not a Native American.
That's right.
That's right.
$5.
$5. That ain't your grandfather. That's an Israelite. But they'll do that, though. Play it, excuse me.
Clothing with European-style clothing.
Look,
students were then
teach them Christianity.
White men.
Put them in the slave field.
School curriculum with education and subjects.
Looking into Jesus. We know they mean Edomite, white Jesus.
Skills commonly needed in the white lifestyle, such as carpentry and masonry for boys, and homemaking for girls. A combination of uniforms, strict regulations, and marching and formation were used to produce order and character. Children would go in ignorant, savage, and uncouth, and leave civilized and refined.
Man, that's crazy.
Students only had about 1 hour of free time per day. Extreme homesickness was common. Many parents argued against having their kids sent away for reasons such as not wanting them to miss necessary rituals and that they were just too young. However, parents had little say. Parents could even be denied seeing their kids during designated periods if superintendents so wished. An example of this can be seen in this letter signed by the superintendent in response to a request for holiday leave of a student. It has been deemed advisable that none of the children be permitted to go home this year at Christmas time. I'm sorry that your son cannot come home this Christmas.
You see, pause it. You see this?
They kidnapped their
Thank
kids.
you. They took our children from us. They took our read the scripture. Read Deuteronomy 28 again. 32.
Bring it out.
Read it again. I'm tired of these Negroes talking about, they ain't the Israelite. They ain't. Be quiet.
Stupid.
Take their head covering off while the scripture coming out.
Right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32.
Go ahead.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Go ahead.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
You saw that it said, the superintendent said, I'm sorry, but your son won't be able to come home for Christmas.
Right.
We're going to have to keep him here on campus. He's not going to be able to, he's not permitted to come home. That's the same thing we read in Deuteronomy 28:32.
Hey, can you bring out 41?
Yep.
Read verse 41. This is going to say exactly what we just saw. Verse 41. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
So he had to write a letter to the mother and say, listen, then she ain't gonna be able to come home for Christmas. We know Christmas is wicked as hell, but we understand that they took the sons and daughters. Read the scripture again.
That's right. Bring it out.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
They took them kids. The mothers and fathers was not able to enjoy their sons and daughters. Read it one more time.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
So she wanted to spend a little time with her daughter or son. She couldn't enjoy that daughter or son because what?
For they shall go into captivity.
In a boarding school.
That's right. That's exactly what they did. And in that boarding school, they had to learn the customs. They had to learn the customs of the heathen. And your children were that bait to it, nothing you could do about it. Now, if you take your kids miss too many days of school without the proper excuse, what they do? Hold them back, put you in jail. They come throw you in jail because you ain't having them come and learn Edomite culture. That's crazy. You can go to jail because they want you to make sure your kids in school so you can learn what they want your kids to learn.
Right.
They mistreating the kid, raping the little girls, doing all that. You know they was. Hey, show me the Trail of Tears. Pull that up real quick. Let's read this, Soldier John. It's an article.
Trail of Tears. At the beginning of the 1830s, nearly 125,000 Native Americans lived on millions of acres of land in Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, and Florida land their ancestors had occupied and cultivated for generations.
Cultivated? I thought you had to be civilized to cultivate.
Wow.
And they was uncivilized when they got here.
Esau a lie, man.
He a liar, man. Go ahead.
By the end of the decade,
so 10 years later,
very few natives remained anywhere in the southeastern United States.
Wow. Go ahead.
Working on behalf of white settlers who wanted to grow cotton on the Indians' land. The federal government forced them to leave their homelands and walk hundreds of miles to a specially designated Indian territory across the Mississippi River.
Go ahead.
This difficult and sometimes deadly journey is known as the Trail of Tears.
Hey, give me Ecclesiastes 10:7.
Wow.
Because the Edomite wasn't walking. What was they doing? How was they what was their transportation? Read what you got.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7.
Read.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Read.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
You hear that? And princes walking as servants upon the earth. They forced us to walk from Florida to Oklahoma. You understand this? You know how long of a walk that is?
Right.
You know how much wear and tear that is on your feet? How many people died along the way? Just like how many of us, the Southern Kingdom, died on the slave ships along the way.
Right.
It's the same thing. We the same people. Our oppression is the exact same.
Israelites.
They are Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Them brothers and sisters was forced to walk hundreds of miles in the snow. It's snow in Oklahoma. It's snow in parts of Tennessee. It's snow in Kansas. You understand? 1,353 miles from Florida to Oklahoma. Damn. Get Lamentation 5 and 1.
Hey, the same thing they said with us, same thing they said with them. They don't feel pain.
Right.
They're like what the Edomite name, James, Mary, and Sim.
James, Mary, and Sim. That's right.
Just like I said, black woman don't feel pain. We don't feel pain.
Right.
He said them so-called
Them engines don't feel pain.
Right, they don't feel pain.
They
can take it.
savages.
They savages.
Right, that's what
savages
they said.
ain't got no brain. They don't have no intellect. They
Right.
can't think clearly. They can't think critically. You understand? They nothing. They 3/5 of a man just like them niggas. That's exactly what they think. Read what you got.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Come on.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
A reproach means shame. Go ahead.
Our inheritance.
What'd he say?
Our inheritance.
We just read that 125,000, which we know is way more than that,
Right.
had millions of land in the southeast region. That was the inheritance. Hold on, pause. Give me second Esdras, real quick. Second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40, real quick. We got to pull it. Because somebody might say, well, how you know this is the inheritance? We're going to show you in the scriptures. Read what you got.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 40.
Come on.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land
Read.
in the time of Osea the king.
Osea the king is Hosea. You understand? Go ahead.
Whom
Or Hosea when you read in 2 Kings 17. Go ahead.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Uh-huh.
And he carried them over the waters.
Read.
And so came they into another land.
Into Assyria. Now watch this. Read.
But they took this counsel amongst themselves.
Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
We leaving the heathen. Go ahead.
And go forth into a further country.
Read.
Where never mankind dwelt.
I'm tired of Negroes talking about aborigines. Oh, it's the aboriginals. You know, them was the people that was over here the whole time Jesus and all that was walking and all this stuff was going. Okay.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Them was Israelites. Them was the
Israelites.
tribe of Gad, bro.
Right.
That's what we
That's
trying to
right.
show you. The Bible says before they got here, no man was here.
Right.
This is
Never
why
mankind dwelt.
Hey, this is why they call this the new world.
That's right.
Because wasn't nobody here. That's why you read that in the book, The Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. It tell you that wasn't nobody here. These was the first people to step foot on this land. This was their inheritance from God. Read what you got. Yeah, keep reading it.
Verse 42.
We'll get to call in just a minute. Just a minute. Go
That
ahead.
they might there keep their statutes. Which they never kept in their own land.
Hold on, pause it. Now see, man, you got my head going. Show me the picture of the Fringes. Show me the picture of the Fringes that they might there keep their statutes. Read.
Which they never kept in their own land.
Show me pictures of Gad. All them pictures I sent you. Look at this. Look. Now
Fringes.
zoom in right there at the bottom. Right up to the way. Go up real big. Go up real quick. Go up for me. It says women's breastplate. You see that? It says women's breastplate, almost like a shawl that they would put over their garment. Now go down to the bottom of it. Is that not fringes and a border of blue?
Fringes.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's fringes and a border of blue.
Israelites.
Those are the Israelites. This is why. Read it again. What the scriptures say? That they what?
That they might there keep their statutes.
That when they came to this land, they would keep their statutes. Read.
Which they never kept in their own land.
Look at this. Look at this princess. Look at her garment. Look at her garment.
Fringes.
She got fringes on the border of her garments. You understand? Go ahead.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
Read.
For the Most High then showed signs for them.
Read.
And held still the flood.
Go ahead.
Till they were passed over.
Come on.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Now, did not Columbus say, you know what? It take about a year and a half to get over there. They said, how you know?
Right. He
said, Esdras.
Right. That's what
I
he
read
said.
it in Esdras.
Right.
You understand? The Bible told him, he knew from the Bible that it was people over here in the Western world. You understand? Go ahead.
And the same region is called Arsarith.
Please, you already know. You with me? You in the spirit? You should have been looking that up as I was getting to it, brother. Arsarith. You understand? The name of the region was called Arsarith.
We finna find out what Arsarith is.
What is Arsarith? What do the scholars know that regular black folks walking around here crazy in their head don't know?
Let's find out what Osiris is.
So you telling me it wasn't a slick piece of ice that they came over here on?
No.
Now, you know what I like to say. You know my motto.
Bruh.
It ain't what I say, brother. It's what the Bible say.
Yeah, but the Bible didn't say a piece of ice.
Right.
No.
All right, let's look this up real quick. Oh, man. Take us on back. All praise. All praise. You could go up, or take us down. It's okay. Take us down and zoom over. Go over to the side just a little bit. He can't see the full screen. It's cut off a little bit to the side. If somehow you can pull it over, I don't know how you can do that. The left side is. There you go. That's cool. Can you see that off? I mean, soldier. All right, go ahead.
This is the Jewish Encyclopedia. Osiris.
Read.
The name of the land beyond the great river. Far away from the habitation of man.
Because man was only in that area.
That's right.
Go ahead.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the law of Moses until the time of the restoration, according to 4th Ezra 13 and verse 45.
Read.
Columbus.
Who?
Columbus.
Columbus. Read.
Identified America with this land.
Now wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that Christopher Columbus, when he came to this side of earth and they said, oh, he thought he was in India. The Bible said, no.
Right.
He knew he was where he was.
Right.
That's right. He was where the 10 tribes dwelt, which is called Osiris.
That's right.
He knew the name, everything. That's why he brought who with him? Judah and the Israelites with him that spoke Spanish so he could talk to the Northern Kingdom brothers that was already here.
Because he knew they were the same people.
Because he knew they were the same folks. We're going to take you on a little trip. You finna go see your brothers you ain't seen in a while.
Right.
Hebrew translators. When he pulled up on the land, there were Hebrew. Who got the 2 promised land? One of y'all got that book? I left it at the house. I knew I should have brought it. It's all good. It's in your car. Might have to make a time out. You might have to go get it. Might need you to go get that thing, brother. My brother.
All
hey,
praises.
Real quick, go back to the article. Trail of Tears. No, it was something else I was worried. I done lost my whole. Go back to Lamentation. Yeah, go back.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
Read.
Consider and behold our reproach.
They asking the Lord to see us. See what we got going on down here. It's wicked down here. Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Read.
Our houses to aliens.
Wait a minute. To who?
Aliens.
I thought that if you don't have a passport and you come to this land, you're an illegal alien. But the Lord says, no, you the alien.
That's right.
You are the ones that's in a territory that's not yours. Because we just read in the Bible that they was here already.
Esau the damn alien.
Right. You're the alien. They always talking about we going to see an alien threat come from the sky. No, we're going to see an alien threat come from Europe on slave ships.
Right.
With a Gillette razor. You understand? That's you. Shaving off all your body hairs and stuff.
Right.
Crazy.
Man, I used to work with the Edomite, man. He used to shave his arms, man.
What?
He's so hairy. I think I sent you some pictures one time.
Oh, yeah, you did?
Right. Brother,
That man back was hairy, man, like a straight up caveman, bro.
Bruh.
Wow. Damn. Go ahead. What? Keep reading.
Verse 3. We are orphans.
What?
We are orphans.
We are orphans.
And fatherless.
And fatherless. What that mean, orphans and fatherless? We just read it. Because you got to hike 1,500 miles to an off-reservation place, an off-reservation site. Take you away from your family and force you to do what? Go to a boarding school and lose all your heritage, all your culture. You understand? Go ahead.
Our mothers are as widows.
Our mothers as widows. Why? Because they was killing our brothers. You understand? Hey, go back to the article. Read that next scripture too.
Verse 4. We have drunken our water for money.
We have drunken our water for money. That's some heavy stuff. You got to really think about who owned the rivers.
Right.
And the lakes and the ponds and every type of base of water that was here on this land. Who owned it? The Mississippi River, that's a Gedaliah name.
That's right.
The Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, all that, that's all our name. That's all Hebrew names. Go ahead, I was about to say so.
No, go ahead.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
What did he say?
Our wood is sold unto us.
Our own wood sold unto us. Esau be doing that now. You go to one of these local stores, you need some wood in the wintertime, you got Esau got a whole big old the tail of his truck, the bed of his truck, got wood stacked all the way up to the top. You say, that ain't your wood.
Right.
That's Gad wood.
Right.
You stole that. You understand? You bought the land, you stole the land, bought the land. You understand? Then did what? Chop the trees down on it. That's some heavy stuff right there. Hey, go back to the article for us real quick.
Yeah, and it's crazy how when they had all those kids walking the Trail of Tears going over there to them boarding schools or whatever they may have you, what was going on was they was killing the men, and then like the scripture say right here, read verse 3.
Verse 3. We are orphans and fatherless.
So when they took them children to them boarding schools, what did they make them children? Orphans and fatherless. Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
And if they orphan, they fatherless, they mothers widows, that means they was killing the men. They was killing the men. Then they was training them kids up to be whatever they wanted them to be. Good American citizens, civilized citizens is what they call them.
Hey, pull that book up for me. I just sent you 2 pictures. Watch this, y'all. This is a book called The Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, right? So watch this. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. Promised lands. Promised lands.
Bring it out.
I mean, the land was promised to a certain people, not you, Esau, and other nations. You got that? Pull it up for me. That's not the first. Yeah, the first page. I know it look kind of funny. Zoom in if you can. Yeah, start at the very top. Go up. Watch this. Let's read from the top. Where it says, blessed be the name.
Blessed be the name of the Lord, who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, an Indian.
This is an Edomite saying this, right? Go ahead.
When suddenly be stopped.
Read.
Those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews.
What'd it say?
They are Hebrews.
Now, wait a minute now.
Hebrews.
So you mean to tell me Esau know that the Indians are Israelites?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
He know this already, right? Now, let's go down. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go down a little bit. All right, let's start at where it says waving a banner in the air.
Waving a banner high in the air. The Indian guide soon was greeted by a puff of smoke far beyond the other bank of the river. In response to his signal, 2 men waited. Eventually, a canoe appeared, bearing 3 men and a woman, all of them Indians.
All of them Indians. Go ahead.
To the place where Francisco and Montezinos were standing at the water's edge. The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montezinos could not understand. Although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation.
They talking in the state like, man, who your boy is right here? Who is this? We don't know this guy. He don't look like us. Go ahead.
She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation.
Go ahead.
Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montezinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shema, Yisrael.
Whoa. Say it again. What that say?
Shema, Yisrael. Adonai, Elohinu, Adonai Ehad.
Read.
Hear, O Israel.
Them brothers were speaking Hebrew, man. They were speaking Hebrew.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Read.
They had recited in Hebrew the fundamental credo of Judaism.
Wait a minute. Now, where the hell they learn Hebrew from?
These Indians.
Who is these Indians? Where did they learn Hebrew? Where did they get this dialect? Right? Keep reading. Go down if you can. If you can zoom out a little bit so you can go down.
A brief conversation then ensued in their common ancestral tongue.
Which was Hebrew. Read.
According to Montezinos, whose fluency in it is almost as perplexing to the reader of his narrative as is that of his 3 mysterious new companions. They told him that they were themselves of the tribe of Reuben.
Of what?
Of Reuben.
Read.
And that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby.
Dang.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So, hey, look, you go to the island up the street, you're going to find Ephraim. That's the tribe of Joseph. That's my brother down there. You understand? That's it. Bruh, listen. The Most High said he is going to reveal all evil on the earth in the last days. There's nothing dark. There's nothing in the dark that's not going to be brought to light. You can't lie to us no more.
That's right.
We know our people, the children of Israel. We know according to the scriptures.
We can read now.
We can read now, master.
Right.
Hey, go to the next page. It's another page on there. All right, zoom to the top. Yeah, finish that out. His ancestors.
His ancestors, to their eternal shame, had indeed made war on them and persecuted them. Only the sorcerers of his tribe had perceived that they were a special people and had given warning that they should be left alone.
He said, don't mess with them people. They're special. Read.
The God of these children of Israel.
Wait a minute, what did it say?
The God of these children of Israel.
Just the next page, the next paragraph. Telling you what? The context is the same. These are the children of Israel. Go ahead.
The God of these children of Israel is the true God.
Read.
They had said, and everything inscribed on their tablets is true.
Everything inscribed on their tablets? What tablets? What kind of tablets did they have? The Bible.
That's right.
You understand? They had the Bible over here. That's because you got Native American Indians. They'll say, we ain't had that Bible until the white man came over here. Check your facts. Check your history. Your forefathers, remember we read in Esdras that they should keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land?
If
they going to keep the statues, did they not have to have a book to pass down to the rest? Come on, man. Stop playing.
They had the Bible.
Go ahead.
At the end of days, they will be lords of all nations of the earth.
That's right.
Bring it out.
It's some beautiful stuff. It's beautiful to my ears. You so-called Native American Indians, stop playing around with us.
You the Israelites.
You the Israelites according to the Bible. Repent and come back to your God so you can get your land back. Go ahead.
One nation will come bringing many things to this land. And after we have all been provided for, these children of Israel will go forth from where they now are and reign over the whole earth.
And do what?
And reign over the whole earth.
Give me Isaiah. No, keep reading. It said,
that last part.
Get that last part. What did it say?
And reign over the whole earth as they once did.
Wow. That's right.
Wow. Hey, give me that real quick. Give me that real quick. And not Isaiah. Give me Acts 1:6. Give me Acts chapter 1, verse 6.
Bring it out for them in the New Testament.
Because I know somebody. That's the Old Testament.
Right.
That was fulfilled back in the day.
Right.
Well, show me the dates. When it happened.
Hell no.
Acts 1:6.
The book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
To who?
To Israel.
To who?
To Israel.
The Israelites. The kingdom got to be given back to the Israelites. You had some on that also? Go ahead. You got some on that?
No,
Get down yourself.
That's music to my ears right
Right.
there.
Get down yourself.
The apostles knew.
The apostles knew, man. They knew the prophecy.
Hey, listen, we ready to rule again, Christ. When you gonna restore it?
Right.
We ready.
We ready.
All
Give it
praise.
on back to us.
Right.
Read what you got. I'm sorry.
The
Go
book
ahead.
of Daniel, chapter
I get animated. Y'all know how I do. Go ahead.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
Until the ancients of days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
Read.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
You hear this? That the judgment should be given to the saints. The saints are who? Get it. Who are the saints? I can't even think of the scripture. So I'm animated right now. Give me the saints. Psalm 148, verse 14. Y'all jump in on this thing, man.
Bring
Come
it
on
out.
in. Come on in on this thing. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
He also exalted the horn of his people,
Uh-huh.
the praise of all his saints,
Read.
even of the children of Israel.
Of who?
The children of Israel.
Read.
A people near unto him. Praise ye the Lord.
The Bible says, praise ye the Lord. The children of Israel is God's saints.
That's right.
And the Native American Indians come from the children of Israel.
That's right.
Go back to Daniel 7. You back in Daniel 7? Bring it on back. Give me Daniel 7 and 18.
Yes, sir. The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
The saints of the Most High gonna do what?
Shall take the kingdom.
We gonna take the kingdom. All 12 tribes. Ain't no more, oh yeah, man, I don't really fool with the Mexicans. No, that's done.
That's
You
right.
understand? The Lord doing away with all that.
That's right.
Northern kingdom, southern kingdom gonna come back and we gonna rule the earth. Gad gonna be mighty men and mighty women again. Royalty. We're going to take this earth. That's what the Bible say. Read it again.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Read.
And possess the kingdom.
Come on.
Forever, even forever and ever.
Why he had to say that?
Over and over, ever and ever and ever.
Why he had to say that? That's some heavy stuff right there, man.
Permanent.
That means it ain't no way that nobody else gonna slide in and rule for a year or two.
It's over.
It's over. Read verse 27.
Verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
Read.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. And all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Everybody gonna obey the Lord. Everybody gonna bow down to Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. So
That's
you so-called
right.
Native Americans that hate your skin, that hate blacks, you're gonna have to bow down to your black king.
Better get in line.
You better get in line now. Stop hating your brothers, because y'all guilty too. We guilty for rejecting them, and they guilty for rejecting us.
That's right.
That's the prodigal son when you read about it in Luke. The northern kingdom of Israel.
They coming back.
They got to come back. You understand? We know this. We know what the Bible say. Now,
bring it out.
Go back to Trail of Tears.
Bring it out. All
Remember,
praise.
got that article. Go back to Trail of Tears. Read it again. You ain't scared? Read it again then. I'm with it.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27.
We want all the smoke.
And
Read.
the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
Read.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
Forever,
And all
forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. You understand? That's what it's going to be. Ain't no more going back into slavery. When you read in Revelation 3, it said they should go no more out. Meaning what? Meaning the Lord said, no, y'all stay here. They got to leave.
Right.
Y'all stay. Esau, you leave.
Hey, how we saying the word? Hey, what you about to do?
Right.
What you about to do?
You ready for him to leave?
What y'all got going?
Right. You got to get out of here.
What you got up for tonight? Get the hell out this land. You understand? That caller still on? I forgot. I'm sorry. The caller hung up. We sorry, caller.
Sorry about that,
Call
caller.
back, caller. I'm sorry. Call back, caller. Call back. We sorry. Go back to you. Matter of fact, drop the Trail of Tears. We done smashed it already. What you want, Oscar?
Hey, did you bring out what a saint is? Read it again, man.
Read it again.
Because somebody might not know what saints are.
That's right.
I had some Christian people, so-called Christian. They are part of the Christianity. They said that in order for you to be a saint, that you had to been undied and come back and all that kind of stuff.
What?
For you to be a saint. Yeah, man. Yes. Read what a saint is, man.
The book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 14.
Read.
He also exalted the horn of his people. The praise.
Wait a minute. Yes, sir. He exalted the horn of what?
He also exalted the horn of his people.
Just in case you didn't know who his people is, it's the children of Israel.
That's right.
So-called blacks,
That's right.
Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
The praise of all his saints.
The praise of all his saints?
Even of the children of Israel.
The who?
The children of Israel.
Just for your information, FYI, the children of Israel are the saints.
Right.
That's
Bring it out.
right.
Hey, pull up that 98%. 98% of African Americans, in fact, Native American. Now, we don't believe that, but we do know. Now, look at this. This brother played with the Brooklyn Nets. His name Kyrie Irving. He still play with Brooklyn? I don't even know. He still play. That's Kyrie Irving right there, right? He has accepted that his father descends from Gad. That brother Gadite. He in the NBA. You know, we always think, oh, he black. He from the Bronx. He from New York, wherever he from, somewhere in New York, Brooklyn, whatever. You know, ain't no way he a Native American. No, they was selling us and Gad on Wall Street. You understand? Now, go down. It's a certain part of the article. Not the top part of the article. I ain't like it. Read that part, and then we're going to skip down.
98% of African Americans are in fact Native Indians and are owed millions.
Now, they trying to vie for reparations, but we not all, 98% of us ain't Native, right? It's a lot of fallacy in this article. But
Some of us Judah.
Right. But I want you to look at these images. look at these, some of us Judah. Hey, look at that. That's just like Nia, what's the sister name? Megan Good.
Right.
She like Megan Good, don't she?
Right. Them our people, man.
Them our people, man. Keep going. Black. Keep going. Look at this. Look at this.
I look like my grandmama.
Now, if you saw her, Down here in Mississippi, you saw her sitting on the porch.
Right.
You say, oh, that's an old African-American woman right there.
Right.
That's an Israelite. That's a tribe of Gad right there.
That's right.
You understand?
That's
Keep going.
right.
Look at this sister right here. Tribe of Gad.
Gadites. Raised
Look
Judah.
at them. Is them dreads? Are those dreadlocks? Yes. Them dreads the sister got. In bundles. Now, let's read this. Zoom in right here. Obscured identity of Native Indians. Let's read that. Yes,
Obscured identities of the Native Indians.
Go ahead.
As the Indian slave trade gave way to the African slave trade by the late 1700s, by then, over 300 years old, Native American women began to intermarry with imported Africans, producing mixed-race offspring whose native identities became obscured through time. And the
Wait. Let's meditate on that for a minute. You want to meditate on that?
Yeah, see, read that again. I want to bring out something on that. Read that again.
Yes, sir. Native American women began to intermarry with imported Africans,
which were probably Judah.
Right.
Read.
Producing mixed race offspring.
And that's where they go off of mixed race offspring. We the same people.
Right.
We just from different tribes.
Right.
Same people, different tribes. We all are part of the 12 tribes of Israel. And it's
That's
lawful
right.
for us to intermarry within the tribes.
Right.
So keep reading.
Whose native identities became obscured through time. And the Colonial project to eliminate the landscape of Indians, these mixed race people simply became known as colored.
Damn.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Colored people through bureaucratic erasure in public records.
So in the public records, it say colored. It don't say native or black. It just say colored.
Colored.
Now colored is insinuated to be who? Black. So what they call them? Negroes. They say, oh, them African Americans right there.
Right.
So some of us, like I always say, some of us walk around here now talking about Judah. No, you Gad, brother.
That's right.
You
That's
Gad,
right.
sister.
That's right.
Like the brother sitting to my left. Hey,
That's
pull up
right.
the first caller real quick. Pull up the first caller. Hey, caller, you on? Can they hear us? They on? Hey, caller, you on with Escaping the Plantation 2.0? Who we speaking with?
Hey, Shalom Leadership, Most High Christ bless. This is Officer Solomon out of New Orleans.
Hey, Shalom, Officer Most High Christ bless.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all bringing it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had a scripture that I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, not even bring out, but, just mention about in Isaiah 55 and 20.
Bring it out.
Because Esau, they also, they came over here and they was pretending to be like they was for us, and then all of a sudden, bro, they went against our people. So, but y'all doing an awesome job. Y'all don't need no help. I just wanted to, endorse you, man. Let you know y'all doing a great job. Most High Christ bless you.
All right, Most High Christ bless. Also, hey, I think you meant Psalms 55 and 20, right?
What I said, Isaiah?
You said Isaiah, yes, sir. You meant Psalms, though, right?
Yeah, Psalms 55. Yeah,
yeah.
Psalms 55.
That's right.
All praises, all praise. Now, this is an excellent scripture. I'm glad you said that. Let's go and pull that real quick. All praise to the Most High.
Okay, Most High Christ bless y'all.
Hey, Most High
Shalom.
Christ bless. Also, shalom.
That might be Gad, man.
That brother Gad, man.
All praise to the Most High.
Hey, shalom, man. Most
it's
High
so
Christ
all
bless
praises.
you. Hey, read that script for the officer real quick. Read that script.
Sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Read.
He hath broken his covenant.
Why? Because they had treaties. This man broke every treaty. He didn't keep not now one.
Not now one.
That's that southern twang for you right there. Not now nutter. He one of the doggone treaties, bro. He broke every single treaty that he said he was gonna do. Everything he said he was gonna do for Gad, he broke the covenant. Right?
The hell is this?
Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Because he spoke what language? French, Latin, all these different Latin languages.
Right.
Italian, Spanish. When he came to this side of the world, he spoke many different because I remember when I went to France. I remember the first time I went to go play ball in France, I told my homeboy, I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be over there learning French and everything. He was like, man, yeah, I said, that's the language of love. He said, man, the hell with that. You better not come back over here talking like that.
Right,
He snapped on me. But they made us think that this caveman language is a special type of language of dialect.
Esau called that language a beautiful language.
Right.
Man, that's crazy.
But it descends from from the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
All the Latin dialects and stuff that they have, that all descend from that. You understand? Now, you finish it out. Read again. 21.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Oh, we just want you guys to teach us how to survive here. We just wanted you guys to show us how to grow corn. We want to live peaceably. We want to have Thanksgiving dinner with you. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But he knew the whole time he wanted that land. Ezekiel 36 tell you he wanted that land. It said he had eyes on the land. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil.
Read.
Yet were they drawn swords.
And he had them smooth words, but he had a sword behind his back. You understand? What you got, Austin?
Man, these people so evil, when they came over here and they was starving that first one or whatever. So they needed our brothers and sisters to show them how to survive.
Right.
So they showed them how to survive, and then because they was committing cannibalism.
They was.
Esau started eating each other.
Right.
Esau started eating each other. So our brothers and sisters helped these demons out, and then they give them blankets with smallpox on it.
Right.
That's germ warfare.
Right. So that's why we know the coronavirus ain't nothing new.
Right. They been doing this to our people, man.
Message.
So, all praises.
That's some heavy stuff right there. Hey, get that real quick. Get the, was it another caller? Somebody holding on. Yeah, answer for him. I don't want to hold callers up. We just going in.
All praises.
Hey, Shalom, caller. You on with Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Who we speaking with? They ain't on yet? Okay.
All praises.
Well, let us know when they in. Read that scripture. No, read, they on now. Hey, caller, Shalom. You on with Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Who we speaking with? They not on? Turn your audio on. I think you might be on with us, but turn your audio on. All right. So let me get the article again, though, where we were just at, because we didn't finish it. Because I want to deal with some of these last 30 minutes of the show. We're gonna deal with the beef between Judah
all praises
and Gad.
All praises.
And where some of it comes from. Right? Go ahead. In some cases.
In some cases, such as in Virginia, even when people were designated as Indians on birth or death certificates or other public records, their records were changed to reflect color. Census takers.
It said it was changed to reflect color. This was one of those plots also to stop them from being able to live on reservations and be able to get government checks. They did that. They put more Edomites in there, and they took us out, the real Gadites. Go ahead.
Census takers, determining a person's race by their looks, often recorded mixed race people as simply black, not Indian.
They would just say, they just black. But we know from the father, if the father was Judah, then they were black.
Right.
Even if their mother was Gad. Because many of us, I guarantee you, all of us at the table, we can say, yeah, my great-great-grandma was Native American.
Right.
We always say that. Every last one of us got it in us. We might be full-blown Gad. We don't know it. But I'm claiming Judah to the Lord come. Hey,
that's right.
Let me
That's right. I just want to say, that's how you know it's a lie when they say a lot of the Native American Indians was wiped out by Esau. They just classified them as a color.
Right.
They wasn't wiped out. They just classified them colors.
They just classified the colors. So there's a lot of Israelites walking around here.
Yeah.
Judites, I mean. Maybe even Benjamin too.
Right.
Like that. Say, no, you ain't. You Gad.
Scripture say we as the sand of the sea.
Sand of the sea. Right. Hey, did the call ever get on? Hey, Shalom, caller, you on with Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Who we speaking with?
Shalom. Most High Christ what? Sister Kim calling from Baltimore again.
Shalom, sis. Most High Christ bless you.
Hey, it's interesting that you guys are bringing up the story about the boarding school. It's because if you look at the Ray Charles movie, when he very first became blind, his mom was trying to teach him. It wasn't until he went off into the school with no shoes on that he became involved in heroin and all these different things and singing the country music.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And
That's
I'm
exactly what happened.
I'm not saying that women should be raising children, but I think that he would probably been better off if he had stayed home and, listen to his mom and his culture.
Well, remember, if you remember in the movie, she was teaching him how to wash clothes. She was teaching him how to cook.
Yeah.
She was really doing well with him in his blindness, but it got to a point. Esau got in the head. People got in the head, so you can't take care of that boy.
Right.
You can't teach him how to do it. Teach him how to do that.
Remember when she walked in the room and he fell and she let him figure out for his own?
Right. Yep, that's that tough love
So
from a
it's-
mother. So he definitely needed to be with his mother. Then he, like you said, he got
Yeah.
famous. They used him for his talent. That's what they always do. Take you out the hood, take you from
Yeah.
your parents, put you in a boarding school, put you in a prep school. You become a star athlete or entertainer, and then your Edomite parents take credit for it. Your
Right.
Edomite godparents take credit, or foster parents take credit for it. Yeah, that happens all the time, sis. All praise to the Most High.
One more thing, as a former teacher, I realized when I taught school in my early 20s, I taught school in the hood. So when I would go to the social worker and tell her different things, she told me that I was getting too emotionally involved with my children.
Dang.
And I'm like, listen, this child is dirty. He's clearly dirty. He smells like piss. His mother is HIV positive. I think she had full-blown AIDS or something like that.
Right.
But they never did anything about this little boy. I don't know where he's at today. But it's just like crazy because I've been in the school system and I know how they work.
Right.
So Lord's willing, when my granddaughter gets old enough, I'm able to homeschool her.
Right, absolutely, because that's exactly what we need to do. We appreciate your call, sis. I'll pray the most. I thought you had a story about your job. I would say, damn, you got, golly.
Oh, no. That's another story for another day. I got
All
some more
praise,
coming.
all praise. Well, thank you, sis. Appreciate you calling in. All praise to the Most High. Shalom.
Hey, since the sister, we was talking about boarding schools, I remember, and I didn't look at it this way until I just heard the sister talking. Dave Chappelle did a skit where this dude, Clayton Bigsby, he was in a boarding school. They taught him to be a white supremacist.
That's right. Yep.
Bruh.
Showed it. He was blind and couldn't see.
Right.
Dang.
They taught him in that boarding school to be a
They
white
did.
supremacist. This black man.
Right.
I just the heaviness of that just kicked into what these boarding schools, how they destroy our people.
Right.
All praise to the Most High.
Hey, you know what's crazy? What you just said, it was supposed to be funny. We understand
right,
it's a funny
right.
skit. But remember when he found out that he was black, he divorced his wife because he had so much inner hatred for black people.
Right.
I can't believe she lied all these years. She like niggas, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how messed up he was in his
all
head.
praise
Even
to
though
the
it's
Most
supposed to
High.
be funny, when you look at it, that's us. That's our people. We had another caller. All right, this is the last one that we're going to jump in. I want to get into this about Gad. Go ahead, bring that call in.
Okay.
Hey, shalom, caller. Most High Christ bless you on with Escaping the Plantation 2.0. Who we speaking with?
Hey, you're speaking to Patricia Rozier. I just called to say that I love you guys.
All
and
praise.
I want to say, huh?
I say all praise. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, and I be looking at Patient Saints. I'm from a little small town in Carson, Georgia.
Okay.
And Officer Kameli, I heard him talking about that same thing,
Yep.
saying about the plantation, about how they couldn't say that they was Gad.
Right.
They had to say that they was black on
Right.
the application of trying to get something.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
If you a dark skin, and you come in there and you put Native American, they gonna look you upside your head and say, man, you gotta be playing. You're not Native American. You're too dark skinned. That's exactly what they gonna say. They put us into a box. Absolutely right.
Yeah, that's what he said. But I just, really wanted to call to say my little input and just
All
let
praise.
y'all know that God is working with y'all guys. I mean, he's working with y'all through Bishop Nathaniel and just the whole thing. It just changed my perspective about everything.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
Keep on watching. Lord's will, you be able to congregate one day soon. Lord's will.
Yeah, and I'm planning. I want to go to the one in Atlanta because I'm closer to it. But I just like watching y'all show.
All praise.
All of them. It's very interesting.
All
I learned
praises.
so much.
All
from
praises.
y'all.
All
I
praise to
really
the
do.
Most High. Sis, thank you for your call. We appreciate it and continue to tune in. Lord's will. All praise to the Most High.
Okay, all right.
Hey,
Shalom.
Shalom, sis. The sister missed about reservation. Pull up that video about reservation real quick. It's like a little 3-minute video. All right, sis. Shalom. Pull up that one about reservation real quick. And then we're going to get to, I want to deal with that. Because a lot of people argue, because we'll bring out all these facts showing that Gad is a so-called, that Native Americans, so-called Native Americans are Gad. People will go in on us about that. They'll hear all those facts and they'll still try to say stuff like Gad owned slaves. So I want to deal with that thing, all right? Because that's where a lot of animosity from Southern Kingdom brothers come from, is they ignorant to why Gad owned slaves and what they did with the slaves. It's a lot of stuff that they're missing out. So we're going to use the last 30 minutes for that. But let's watch this real quick. Come on. Look at it. He breaking up. Look.
Damnation.
Now go back. Just real quick. I'm sorry. I catch things. Things catch my eye. Pause it. they're asking him about reservations in one word. He got to describe what it means to live on a reservation in one word. He says damnation. Damnation. That's eternal hellfire.
Right.
But in his mind, he said no. But look what he got on his hat, though.
Jesus.
He can't believe that white Jesus would do him like that.
Right.
That's why he breaking up. He's like, I can't believe these good old white folks will put me on this plantation like this reservation like this. That's what he thinking. Because we went up here to say, Christ a black man. Well, that's not what that means. You're taking it out of context. That was him in his angelic form. His head was white.
Yeah, he left white, but he come back black.
He left white, but he came back black though.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
He'll argue with us about that.
Right.
Go ahead, play it. He hurt though.
Damnation.
Damn.
Bleak.
Oppression.
Oppression.
Small.
Small. They're beautiful and sad at the same time. It's beautiful because you're surrounded by people that are just
might not
like
be gay.
you.
That might be.
But it's sad because everything that affects big cities.
Why the
whether it's
homosexual get all the
drugs or
damn? Why he get to
alcohol
talk the longer? I thought it was one word.
Everything's magnified.
I thought it was one word.
They got a whole paragraph.
See it up front, like in your face.
Sick.
That's my
There's
sister.
alcoholism, there's abuse, there's domestic violence, there's a lot of things that go on a reservation that really goes overlooked.
Just
ain't
a
nothing but the hood.
compromise.
That's
It was
right.
an agreement.
That's all it is.
Well, a forced agreement, probably.
It's a
That
project.
Native Americans were put kind of out of the way, out of sight.
She
Prison.
hurt. Look at her. Look, she said
It's like
prison.
where we were
Pause.
trapped.
Pause. Pause. Isaiah 42:22.
That's what said, the trap.
That's
Right.
basically. That's exactly what it is. She said, what we live at is prison. Because you got Negroes out here, so at least they get a reservation, and at least you get a hood. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, brother. Stupid. You understand? Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah.
Because when you go to neighborhoods, you got when you go to the big cities, they got districts, small little districts.
Right.
Yeah,
Wards.
you got wards.
Right.
And you got the county ward or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You got
Right.
small little bitty local governments within the
Right.
major state government.
Right.
Within the city, you got the mayor, then you got all these different councilors and people that's in these different areas. It's the reservation got the same thing. They got one dude and they call him the chief, but he don't wear headdress.
Right.
He wears a suit and tie every day. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. Isaiah 42:22. Let's go.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Go ahead.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth.
You hear this? They are for a prey, but none delivereth. It said they are locked away in what? Where you at from the top again?
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
They've been robbed of their land and they've been spoiled. You understand? Go ahead.
They are all of them snared in holes.
They snared in holes. What holes? Them reservations, that's a hole.
Right.
These Christian religions, that's a hole. You saw the dude, he was crying to my damnation, but he got a Jesus on his hat. We
Right.
know he's not talking about the black Messiah.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And they are hid in prison houses.
Go ahead.
They are for a prey,
They are for a prey,
and none delivereth.
and nobody there to deliver them. Go ahead.
For a spoil,
Read.
and none saith restore.
What's that word?
None saith restore.
Restore. This land was theirs. If you really want to help them, just give them the land back. You go on back to where you from. Go on back to the Caucasus Mountains. Go ahead and start you in America over there.
That's right.
You can start countries, but you need slaves.
Right.
You understand? And we was the slaves. And that's how this land became what it is today. But the Bible says, no man saith restore.
Ain't that what the apostle asked Christ?
Yeah.
When was I at this time? Restore again the
Damn.
kingdom to Israel? Restore?
Wow. Meaning it had been taken.
Right.
It had been taken. It needs to be restored or given back. Now, what I tell you I wanted you to pull up next. Did you finish that? The reservation's fine. Pull up, give me a second. Pull up real quick. Pull up 5 Civilized Tribe video.
Can I get a script, officer?
Go ahead, yes, sir.
Because we seeing the atrocities that's happening. Give me Daniel 9, 11, 12. We seeing the atrocities happen to the so-called blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans. These same thing keep happening to these group of people, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice, Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses.
Just in Deuteronomy 28, read.
Bring it out.
The servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
And the reason all this has happened to the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native American Indians is because we broke God's laws. Read.
And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
The Most High brought a great evil upon us because we broke his commandments. Read.
For under the whole heaven.
So under the whole heaven, read.
Have not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem.
Upon Jerusalem, which is the children of Israel. The same thing, the atrocities. Didn't no so-called Chinese man had to walk 1,200 miles. How many miles that was from 1,350 miles across? Took out of their own land and had to walk, feet bleeding. They were buyers from the auction blocks. We had to walk from Texas to Mississippi.
Right.
Or from Mississippi to Texas. This happened to the children of Israel. The same thing that happened to the so-called blacks happened to the so-called Mexicans, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans.
That's right.
All this happened to the children of Israel.
That's right.
That's
Jeremiah
right.
50:33. Hey, but you got the video for me that I asked you for? The $5. I said not $5. Somebody said we shouldn't say $5 Indian. We're not talking about those that are actually Indian. We're talking about your European oppressors that are acting like they Indians. So we know what we're talking about. Go ahead. Pull the video up, and I want you to read that scripture, Jeremiah 50:33.
The term five civilized tribes.
Pause the video. What'd you say? What'd you about to say, Alice?
Nothing. I was just laughing.
Okay. I thought you had a good point to bring out. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33.
Let's go with what the officer just pulled out. Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Both nations, the northern and southern kingdom, both oppressed together. Go ahead.
And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
They did what?
They refused to let them go.
Now, watch this. Now, look. This right here, what we're looking at, this is the 5 civilized tribes. Now, these are the 5 Native American tribes, so-called Native American tribes, right, that assimilated. This will be your Cherokee, your Choctaw, your Muskogee, your Chickasaw. Muskogee is Creek. The Chickasaw and then Seminole. We know the Seminole Indians come from the tribe of Reuben.
That's right.
You understand? Now, I'm really not gonna use this video. I just wanted you to see this imagery. Actually, I'm not gonna use the video because it's too long and it's the audio of it. It's not the action. It's the audio reading of the book, right? So I'm not gonna use this. But I did want to make a point. Go to the very next video I sent you. It said black slaves, red masters. I just wanted you to see a picture of what the 5 civilized tribes look like. Notice how they was dressed. They was dressed like who? The British. Right. They were dressed like Europeans, right? Watch this. Let's start at go ahead, just start from the beginning. Watch this.
The following is a New 7 Black History Special, Black Slaves, Red Masters. Hello everyone, I'm Sam Ford. Earlier this month in our 7 Inside Reports, I took a personal journey to look at a largely unknown chapter of black history when my ancestors and thousands of other blacks were slaves, not of the whites, but of the Indians. Well, a lot of people responded who'd missed some of the segments and who wanted to know more about the subject. So today you'll see it all and more, and get your pencils. At the end we'll have not a test, but an address and phone number where you can get more information.
He assimilated. He must got a white wife.
Every summer at Tahlequah, Oklahoma, the Cherokee Indians sponsor their Trail of Tears pageant, the story of how the U.S. government robbed the so-called 5 civilized tribes of their homelands in the South and moved them by force to Oklahoma. They don't tell about the thousands of blacks the tribes brought with them, their slaves.
My mammy and pappy belonged to a part Cherokee named W.P. Thompson when I was born.
The woman reading is my sister, Elaine Ford Staton, but the words are those of our great-grandmother, Phyllis Thompson Pettit, whose Georgia-born parents were brought by the Cherokees over the trail. Johnson Thompson was Phyllis's brother.
Before that, Pappy had been owned by 3 different masters. One was the rich Joe Van, who lived down at Weber's Fall, and another was Chief Lowry of the Cherokees.
My cousin, Maurice Shepard, reading the words of his great-grandfather. The interviews were conducted 52 years ago here at Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, when both my great-grandmother Phyllis Pettit and her brother Johnson Thompson were in their 80s, part of a federal writers project. Now, both of them are buried in this cemetery. But after I read their words, I was set on a mission to find out how my family became slaves of the Indians. I learned that beginning with the administration of George Washington, it was the policy of the U.S. government to civilize the Indians by teaching them modern farming techniques.
To adopt agricultural practices that patterned after the whites, and one of those in the South was slave trade.
I don't ever talk about it very much because I think it's a very shameful part of Cherokee history, and so I've purposely avoided involving myself in that whole issue.
While the current chief may be ashamed, at the Cherokee Museum today are slave bills of sale, including one for 3 slaves bought in 1841 by then Principal Chief John Ross. The chief and his brother Lewis were among the biggest slaveholders in the tribe. Indeed, many of my mother, Kathleen's ancestors...
Pause it. Look at them. Is that Gad? Those are not
no
Gad.
way.
Now, let's address this real quick, right? So, we see that Esau was forcing these quote-unquote 5 civilized tribes. Let's run through them again. Chickasaw, Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, and Choctaw. Those were the 5 civilized tribes who would either lose their land and be enslaved like their other brothers and sisters,
right,
or they would be a coon and take blacks into slavery.
Right.
They would assimilate and adopt. Many of you Negroes today do the same thing. Many of you Negroes today don't pay your workers who are black. Many of you Negroes treat your black employees, and you got your own business, treat your black employees like slaves to make the white man happy.
Right.
Disrespect them in front of your white customers. So it ain't no difference. Now watch this. This is the kicker, though. This is the kicker. Let's read the book, right, of Leviticus, chapter 25, real quick. Leviticus chapter 25. You got to understand what happened. Matter of fact, stop. Don't read that. Read Psalms 2 and 1. Watch this. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. And then we're going to come back to the video, but I want you to pull up, it says Native American slavery. Slavery. Something like that. I can't remember what it says. No, it's not in the video. It's the Native American slave ownership. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing?
Read.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed.
Read.
Saying,
go ahead.
Let us break their bands asunder.
Let us do what?
Break their bands asunder.
Go ahead.
And cast away their cords from us.
How would you break the bands of people that you have taken their heritage from? You would pin them against one another.
Divide and conquer.
You would divide them and say, hey, y'all should take them in slavery.
Right.
Y'all can use them like we used them.
Right.
Y'all can be civilized. We can help y'all. I know y'all got y'all land took. You've been oppressed for the last 200 years, but let us help you out. Take some of those blacks. They ain't nothing. Y'all ain't the same people anyway, and put them on the plantation to work for you, just like we did. And what you think Gad did? That ain't a bad idea. And we can keep our land?
Right.
Sound good to me. I do it. You understand? What you got? What you got?
You know why it was so easy for them to do that and put their own brothers in captivity? Read 2 Chronicles.
Ho. I thought I know you
bring
can
it
pull
out.
A script. We're going to get there. Just Zechariah 11, real quick. We're going to let you pull it. You're going to pull it. Zechariah 11:14. Because I want to deal with the break your bands asunder before you moved on to that, because what you got is heavy. I know what you want to pull. Give me Zechariah 11 and 14 real quick.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 14.
Come on.
Then I cut asunder mine other staff.
Read.
Even bands. That I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel.
You hear this? That the Lord may break the brotherhood between who? Judah
and Israel.
To break the brotherhood. Now, how would Esau do that? Tell you that you ain't the same.
Right.
Take your name away from you.
You different.
And then do what? Cause you to enslave each other. Because remember, was there not a such thing as the Buffalo Soldiers?
There was.
When Esau couldn't take down Gad, who he went to get? His brother Judah. So this ain't nothing new. Now, get what you want in the Chronicles. I know what you want. Go ahead. No, go ahead and get your. I just wanted to get that, break your bands asunder. Get what that meant. Break their bands asunder mean break the brotherhood of Judah and Israel. Go ahead, Austin.
Go ahead, read that, Soldier.
We at 22?
28 and verse 8.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 28 and verse 8.
Read it out.
And the children of Israel.
So this is why it was so easy for the northern kingdom to do that to the southern kingdom. Read.
And the children of Israel carried away captive of their brethren.
Of their who?
Of their brethren.
Because it's nothing new under the sun. Esau already knew that
He knew the
it was
history.
easy for them to do it.
He knew the history. Yep.
Read on.
200,000 women, sons, and daughters, and took also away much spoil from them.
So they had their own brothers in captivity. Read.
Mm-hmm.
And brought the spoil to Samaria.
Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. And now ye purpose to keep under the children of Judah and Jerusalem for bondmen.
So they wanted to keep them in captivity.
Right.
Let's see what the Lord had to say about that. Read on.
For bondmen and bondwomen unto you.
Uh-huh.
But are there not with you, even with you, sins against the Lord your God?
He said, how you going to put them in captivity for their sin?
Right.
Or whatever, when you in the same boat with them?
Right. That's right. Exactly what happened.
Congratulations.
The same sins Judah did, the northern kingdom was doing. The Lord like, what is you doing?
Right.
Did you finish that? Yes. That's all I had. That's all I had.
Read 9. Read 9.
Verse 9.
No, start at 6.
Verse 6. For Pekah, the son of Remaliah, slew in Judah 120,000 in one day.
Go ahead.
Which were all valiant men, because they had forsaken the Lord God of their fathers.
So it happened because we broke the commandment. That's heavy what the officer bringing out. It showed where Remaliah, right, which was was Pekah, the son of Remaliah, slew in Judah 120,000 in one day. Right? Go ahead.
And Zikri, a mighty man of Ephraim.
Who?
A mighty man of Ephraim.
Read.
Slew
Messiah
the king's son. Maaseiah the king's son. And Azrikam, the governor of the house, and Elkanah, that was next to the king.
So like the officer brought out, this ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. In the scriptures, you see what the northern kingdom enslaved the southern kingdom. Right? Now, go to the book of Isaiah chapter 11. That's a heavy script right there. Now, when you read later on, it say that the Lord sent the prophet to force the northern kingdom to let the brothers go. You understand? But it's like you said, officer, it's in our spirit to go against one another. Why? Because of the brotherhood that had been broken. Now read what you got. Verse 12. Where you at? Isaiah 11 and verse 12, yes.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 12.
Read it out.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nation.
Go ahead.
And shall assemble the outcast of Israel.
They shall do what?
Assemble the outcast of Israel.
Come on.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah.
Read.
From the four corners of the earth.
Go ahead.
The envy also of Ephraim.
The envy of Ephraim. Read.
Shall depart.
Uh-huh.
And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Read.
Ephraim shall not envy Judah.
Come on.
And Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
You hear this? The Lord going to have to bring all 12 tribes back together. This is why when you read in Acts 15, get Acts 15, 16. This is why when you read this later on in time, you see what people say, oh, he died for the Gentiles. No. Not the other nations. He died for the northern kingdom of Israel who had grew up in Gentile customs.
That's right.
You understand? The same way the Jews that grew up in Gentile customs. Read what you got.
The book of Acts, chapter 15 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David.
Read.
Which is fallen down.
Which is fallen down. How did it fall? Because remember, Judah and Ephraim split. The kingdom split. Go ahead.
And I will build again the ruins thereof.
And do what?
And build again the ruins thereof.
Come on.
And I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things.
All praises to the Most High. That's prophesied by where? In the book of Amos chapter 9. You ain't got to read it, but Amos chapter 9, verse 11 through 12 is the prophecy. That's the prophetic scripture that he's bringing about, right? That he's coming with. Get John 10, 16. Get John 4 and 9 real quick. You had something else? Okay, go John 4. You had something else?
No, sir, go ahead.
Go to John 4 and 9 real quick. John chapter 4, verse 9.
The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 9.
It was real deal beef against us. For you to take your own brother in slavery like what the officer just brought out, that's some real beef. That's some real hatred right there. Why? Because with the kingdom split, they envied us. They envied the fact we were still in Jerusalem. They envied the fact the Lord was still dealing with us. They envied that. Although they had their kings, they couldn't come to Jerusalem to serve at the altar. They couldn't come to Jerusalem 3 times a year like they were supposed to. Well, they could, but they chose not to, following who? Jeroboam. Right. And him setting up those idols in Dan and in Bethel, the golden calves. What you got?
That's why when you look at it, that's why Christ said, a new commandment I write unto you.
Right. That's right.
To love one another.
To love one another.
It was, for some reason, it was so hard for us to do that.
Yeah.
Even though it was already written,
right.
He had to remind us because we constantly forgot.
We was real deal beefing, bro. Bloods and Crips. That's how it was. Like, literally, that's the only thing I can think of. Bloods and Crips, that's how it was. It was a real deal beef, hatred between us. You understand? We couldn't deal with one another. We wouldn't deal with one another.
Right.
Get John 4:9 real quick.
The book of John, chapter 4, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
Read that again, that last part. For the what?
For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Now, you know what I want, Isaiah 7?
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Who are the Samaritans?
Bring it out.
Who are the Samaritans? Let's see. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and verse 9.
Come on.
And
start at 8.
Verse 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people.
Because Ephraim going to be broken, that it be not a people. Meaning what? God was not dealing with Ephraim. This is where the envy came in. This is where the hatred came in. Go ahead.
And the head of Ephraim is Samaria.
Read.
And the head of
what they say at the top? Read again.
And the head of Ephraim is Samaria.
The head of Ephraim is Samaria. Because the Ephraimites dwelt in Samaria. That's why he said, that's why the sister said, hey, the Jews don't have no dealings with the Samaritans. Why you asking drink of me? You know I'm a Samaritan. You know we don't get down like that. You know we don't talk to one another. We don't deal with one another. Now how that happened? Because of what the Lord said in verse 8, that Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. And get what Judah did. I'm cool with it. That's why they were like, that's why when you get to the New Testament,
right.
They were like, where he going? He going to teach the Gentiles?
Right.
They're scattered amongst the Gentiles. Where you talking about he going?
Right.
Go ahead. You got something? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Get Jeremiah 7:15.
Go ahead, Ops. I got one.
Okay, all right. I'll pray. I'm going to board this one real quick. Go to Jeremiah 7:15. Watch this. Watch this.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
And I will cast you out of my sight.
So the Lord talking to Judah now. He said, I'm going to cast you out of my sight. Read.
And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all of your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim.
You hear this? The Lord said, you know what, Judah? You think you something, don't you? I'm going to kick you out just like I kicked out Ephraim. Y'all gone too. Everybody gone. You know your daddy be like, everybody get out of my face. You understand? That's what the Most High is saying. Now watch this. Keep reading.
Verse 16.
Come on.
Therefore, pray not thou for this people.
So now he telling Jeremiah, he said, don't pray to me for these folks. They wicked. Ephraim wicked and Judah. I'm casting everybody out of my sight. I don't want to see nobody in my sight right now. Everybody get out the room. Go ahead. In this case, the land. Read.
Neither lift up cry nor prayer for them.
Read.
Neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee.
Because I will not hear thee. So over time, when you read in the book of Kings, especially when you get to 2 Kings, 1 Kings and 2 Kings, it was a lot of beef going on between the northern and southern kingdom throughout history. And it's still in us today. And it's because our oppressors, the Most High, first and foremost, it was of the Lord because we sinned. But our oppressors furthered it and said, you know what, take them in slavery. They ain't nothing anyway. Y'all ain't related.
Right.
This is a chance for you to get your land back. You mean you going to let these African slaves stop you from getting your land back? And Gad did what any one of us would have did. We would have cooned out. Yeah, okay, yeah, you right. They ain't my folks anyway. I ain't got to feel bad about it. Yeah, throw them Negroes in slavery. Go ahead.
Right. All praise to the Most High. And I know we've been separated by these other nations, but all praise to the Most High. He's going to bring us back together. Give me Ezekiel 37.
Bring it out.
Ezekiel 37.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do the little short ride. Give me verse 21 and 22.
Yes, sir.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen.
So we see the Most High going to take the children of Israel from among the heathen. Read.
Whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land.
So the Most High going to do all this. Read.
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel.
So check this out. You so-called Native American Indians right now, you Gadite brothers and sisters, y'all need to take heed. You coming back to the fold.
Right.
Read.
And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations.
So it ain't going to be no more two nations. Ain't going to be no more the nation of Judah and the nation of Israel.
That's right.
No more two nations. You coming back. Read.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
No two nations, no two kingdoms anymore. Read.
Verse 28. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols.
So ain't gonna be no more idols. What the so-called Mexican use that Santa Maria?
Right.
That big old statue they got in Rio de Janeiro.
Right.
It's coming down.
Right.
Read.
Nor with their detestable things.
And all you Judites out there that celebrated Christmas, that Christmas tree in your house, you better be glad the Most High didn't kill your nasty behind and burn your house down with that tree.
That's right. Nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God.
All praise.
All praise to the Most High.
All praise. That's some heavy stuff right there. That thing hard, man. I'm telling you, he gonna bring all us back together. All that beef and stuff gone. Hey, I had some books. I had a book, the books, The Black Indians. Pull that up for me real quick. The book, The Black Indians. We still gonna get the Wikipedia article. We got a few more minutes. We'll run through it pretty quick. All praise to the Most High. Let me see the book real quick, and I'll tell you what page in a minute once I see it. I just want him to read one little section. So, the northern and southern kingdom gonna be brought back together.
That's right.
No, next one. No, keep going. Go back. It's another way. That's it right there. Zoom in right there. Zoom in to where it said to prevent. Watch this. I'm telling you, the Bible real. Watch this.
That's right. To prevent Africans and Native Americans from uniting, Europeans play skillfully on racial differences and ethnic rivalries.
Didn't we just read that where it said they're going to break their bands asunder?
That's exactly
cast
what
their
happened.
cords from us. A cord is when you got something woven together. It's hard to break.
A band is a bond.
Right, a bond. He said, I'm going to break the bond of the nation of the northern and southern kingdom. They already beefing anyway.
Right.
They already don't know who they are anyway. So I'm going to play on their differences of their cultures.
Divide and conquer.
Because some of them came to this side of the world and brought Assyrian, wicked, evil idolatry with them.
Right.
Some of them was on the west coast of Africa learning from the Hamites.
Right.
So now they think they different when they both get to America.
Right.
Read it again. Pull us down so you can see it.
To prevent Africans and Native Americans from uniting, Europeans played skillfully on racial differences and ethnic rivalries.
Go ahead.
They kept the pot of animosity boiling.
You hear it? They kept the pot of animosity boiling. We run around here talking about, Native American had slaves. Native American had slaves. But we don't never mention about the Buffalo Soldiers, though.
Right.
How they used us to go hunt our brothers down.
Esau used us to hunt the Native Americans down.
He kept the pot of animosity boiling.
Right.
Go ahead.
Whites turned Indians into slave hunters and slave owners.
Go ahead.
And Africans into Indian fighters.
You see this?
That's it.
They done pent us against one another. They took the hatred and the ignorance that was already there because they know who we are according to the scriptures, and they came up with different plots and plans to destroy us and keep us divided. Right, the Willie Lynch. Go ahead.
Light-skinned Africans were pitted against dark-skinned, free against enslaved, black Indians against pure Africans or pure Indians.
You hear this? Black Indians. Black Indians. Go down to the next highlighted part.
Little mention is made of the enslavement of Native Americans, and nothing is said about the cultural similarities between the two dark people.
Nobody say these people are the children of Israel. They look alike. They got the same cultures. They come from the same areas. We know that they both spoke Hebrew.
And they both were dark.
Right, and they both are dark-skinned people. You got to go read these. You got to just read the history books. To hell with what the Esau talk about. Read the history books. Read these books that was printed before we was born.
That's right.
But before the 40s and the 50s. Before and the 1900s even. Bishop be pulling out books from 1700s, 1800s.
1800s.
Because Esau was bold saying, they'll never read.
We couldn't read. It was against the law for us to read.
They'll never learn.
Right.
They'll never be able to articulate.
Right.
Not knowing that God had a plan to raise us up in the last day. Get that real quick in Ephesians chapter 2. We're going to finish it out. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11. Come on.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 11.
Come on.
Wherefore, remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Go ahead.
Who are called uncircumcision.
Remember when Peter came and told the apostles that he had sat with Cornelius, they said, wait. You was sitting down with them uncircumcised and you ate with them? What you doing, Peter? You know we don't get down with these people. You know we don't deal with the Samaritans. Go ahead.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hand.
Go ahead.
That at that time you were without Christ.
Because during the old covenant, when we broke apart, when our bands was broke, we was without Christ. Go ahead.
That at that time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Read.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
Read.
Having no hope and without God in the world.
Why didn't they have no hope? They couldn't sacrifice in the temple.
Right.
They couldn't keep the feast days.
Right.
They was separated. They was following idolatry. They didn't have no hope. They was by themselves, just like over here in this land. When Esau came against them, once he had destroyed Gad completely, they didn't have no hope. They said, you know what, let's take them Negroes in slavery. They ain't our people.
Right.
But when you read the different texts, you'll see that Reuben married us to his son, married us to his daughters, married our women to his sons, and our men to his daughters. That's what he did.
They treated us like kings.
They treated us like kings.
Right.
This is why some, like Officer Uri, for instance, from
Reuben,
from
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Soldier Alicia, dark-skinned brothers with dreadlocks. Reuben, the Seminole Indians, right? Native American Indians. So we got to stop looking at our brothers and saying, oh, they not this because they live on reservations or because they had their own land. Search the scriptures. Stupid. Keep reading.
Verse 13. But now in Christ Jesus, ye who sometimes were far off
in captivity, go ahead,
are made nigh by the blood of Christ.
Now you can come back. Now in the last days, the northern kingdom coming back, understanding who they are. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
For he is our peace,
Read.
who hath made both one.
He made both one. That's what you just read in
Right.
Ezekiel 37. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
And have broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
What was that middle wall of partition? Here you go right here. Read.
Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace.
So Christ had to do away with animal sacrifice. All those sacrifices and stuff we had to do in the temple, the Lord had to do away with that through the death of Christ. So now the northern kingdom can come on back by the blood of Christ.
Grafted in.
They go, oh, there you go. That's an excellent word, brother. I like what you use. For the naysayers out there that say they grafted in talking about Edomites.
No.
That Galatians 3:28 talking about all races. No, it's talking about the northern kingdom of Israel. You finish that out?
That's right.
Yes, read 16, come on.
Verse 16. And that he might reconcile both unto God in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
That's what you just read in the book of Ezekiel.
That's right.
That they shall be no more two nations, and they shall appoint themselves one head. One king gonna be over them, and there'll be no more two nations at all. Both together, northern and southern kingdom.
That's right.
So you see a lot of brothers and sisters that say stuff like that. That's smash. This right here smashes, and in the history books, it smashes how Native American had slaves, and Judah had buffalo soldiers. And many of the Seminole Indians, Reuben, married us to their daughters.
That's right.
And made us princes and kings. So it is what it is. You understand? Yeah, it happened. But shoot, like I said, some of y'all got businesses right now. You won't even pay a brother on time.
Right.
You got slaves. Anyway, so with that being said, family, that's another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0. I pray y'all got something from the lesson tonight. This was a good show. I'll pray. Good to have you back, bro.
All praise to the
Good to
Most
have you
High.
back on the show. All praise. Give a round of applause. Give a round of applause. All praise. So continue to pray for our leadership. Continue to join the Booster Club. Help the prophets get to the four corners of the earth to wake up the 12 tribes. And we want to give a shout out to the tech team, Officer Malachi, Soldier Alicia, Soldier Baruch.
That's right.
And Soldier Jeremiah, Soldier John. I want to appreciate y'all brothers for coming up. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming up, Officer.
Yes,
so I'm
sir.
Officer Gedaliah to my left.
Officer Obadiah.
To my right.
Officer holds down.
And to my far right.
Soldier John.
All praise to the Most High. This is another edition of Escaping the Plantation 2.0.
Crown the kings. Crown the kings. Know what I mean? Crowns and rings. Crowns and rings. Country grammar sound serene. Watch them clean, drip that's water, sudden smoke. I went for broke, got proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar sound serene. Watch them clean, drip that's water, sudden smoke. I went for broke.